Hi there, we're the Kingsways.
We are, and we're welcoming you.
Yes.
So today we really want just to explain a concept about the emergence that we are living in this judgment time,
Mm-hmm.
and the philosophical way that the world is struggle is truly sincerely about the theory of theism and materialism, and of course left wing and the right wing. The question to ask is, from the universe, man and woman came first or love come first? Now I would like to read something to you from a word of Jesus' return, and I excuse myself for the accent that I have, and English is my second language, and but you will appreciate the information.
Mm-hmm.
Until now, the question of what comes first between evolution and God creation has been a topic of endless discussion among the world scholars. Was the concept of evolution there before the concept of love? Which came first? Certainly not evolution, for it came into being after the concept of love had long been in existence. The universe of the pair system was created first, and then the structural similarity between different beings gave rise to evolutionary theory. You need to realize that evolutionary theory did not emerge because the universe was created according to its teaching.
Yes. So, looking at this and thinking about it, let's just think about this for a moment. Evolutionary theory really is only a couple of centuries old. It's just been around since the philosophers of the 18th, 19th centuries. The concept of evolution was because people didn't want to believe in God. They didn't want to believe that there was a creator. They said, nah, there's no God. I mean, just look at this world. There's so much suffering. How could there be a God if there's so much suffering?
Right.
No, everything evolved. We evolved out of nothing, out of
That
plasma,
cannot be possible.
microbes and so on.
Right.
And one interesting thing about the theory of evolution is that it gives rise to violence. The evolutionary theory basically says that it's the survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
In other words, the group or the person or the breed or whatever that is the strongest and that can beat up and get rid of
The
its
other one.
opposition, its competition, then it becomes the winner, becomes the highest realm. So from this comes socialism and Marxism, which states quite clearly in its teaching that progress only comes about through violent revolution. And you'll see that whenever there's a socialist in power, they're always trying to build and create
Strive.
strife. I mean, just look during Obama's reign, how much there was strife being caused racially through
Conflict rather than cooperation.
conflict rather than peace and
Cooperation.
tranquility. And this is so even now. But one of the biggest things, of course, is that they believe that conflict, but they always want to have the upper hand. So what do? They try to disarm the citizenry. That's always critical. What did Hitler do? He disarmed the Jews. Any tyrant always disarms the citizenry
Right.
so that they can then create suppressive government
And you're
and
dominated.
have violent revolution in order, but have the upper hand. Mao himself said government comes through the power of the gun.
Yes.
I've been told, I was just told recently that in schools today they're teaching democide, but do they mention anything about how many millions the Soviet Russians killed? Nope.
Can you
Do
explain
they?
the word democide?
Democide is the killing of, killing by a government of its own people.
People. Yeah.
Soviet Russia killed millions of people. Mao Zedong and his successors killed millions of people. And even now, they still commit that kind of democide. Any of their opposition to the communist Chinese government, they are organ harvested, and like Falun Gong and things like this. It's a means of keeping strength,
Dominate,
you know,
dominate people.
yeah, to dominate and to have a suppressive government. So why is it we see the Democrats constantly trying to disarm America? It's because they want to build suppressive government.
Yeah.
Now, of course, Bloomberg comes along and he seems like this wonderful big millionaire and billionaire, and he's
External
so
power,
concerned
external
about the
power.
safety of people and trying to control gun violence. No, he's just a minion of the 0.1% who want to have total world control.
Correct.
His role is to disarm the American people. Soros, his role is to create violence and disarray between people.
Actually,
So this is really what's happening right now. We see our country under attack from socialism.
Actually, everything starts with David Rockefeller, with this organization supporting financially the education, and infiltrated this kind of thought into education, health, and also media.
Yes.
So that's why we are under this attack. It's not just the coronavirus. We are here just to kind of wake you out and really receive this information prayerfully, because that's what we want to do. We want to have a voice just to help you, wake you up, and bring the awareness.
So-
Can I finish to read it?
Well, let me just finish about the coronavirus, because you
Okay.
brought up the coronavirus. That is actually the point of our talk here, because this 0.1% of the people, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, Soros, what's his name? The billionaire
The billion.
who wants to disarm us.
Yeah.
They want world government. They've seen how Trump has come along and is creating nationalism. Not bad nationalism, but good nationalism. Nationalism based upon freedom.
Patriot.
So that is why they are so desperate to
Knock him out.
destroy Trump and get rid of him, because he is bringing about a system of really freedom and responsibility. He is destroying everything that they have built to move this world towards one world government. Now, the coronavirus is just yet another tactic to be able to get the people to voluntarily ask for suppressive government, which is basically what quarantining will bring about. The whole thing about the World Health Organization has said that coronavirus is a world pandemic. Therefore, you can have total countrywide quarantining, like in China and in
You don't move.
and
You are
Italy.
in prison in your house.
And you are just totally imprisoned, and people are asking for it because it's for their own safety. So this is what ties in what we're talking about. This whole move towards a socialist, suppressive government is because of this desire of these people. Now, it's very critical that we maintain our freedom. We have to maintain the Constitution that determines freedom of speech, and most importantly, freedom, which is protected by the Second Amendment. But we have to be able to overcome this threat of coronavirus by being responsible. Now, here's the thing: freedom and responsibility go together. So the freedom part is we don't want to have our freedoms taken away, but we have to be responsible. Be healthy. Stay out of the crowded areas where you can get infected.
They know that.
Eat healthy. Exercise. Take your vitamins, your minerals.
Yeah.
Do all these things to be responsible, to take responsibility
Because
for your
your
own health.
life is precious, and the human right that we uphold are given by God, our Heavenly Father. And that's why you don't let nobody just lie to you or just bring you in a different direction. I
Yes.
want to read one more thing, and is the question is where to find an ideological concept that will convince even the communists to turn around and recognize the existence of the living God. How can we set the standard to absolutely deny materialism, evolutionary theory, to unite our mind and body, and to become the ideal starting point of unified world? This has been the problem throughout the world history.
There you go. So What is important right now, what is really critical, is to have a philosophical foundation, ideological foundation for a better world, for freedom, one that can counter the arguments for suppressive government. So one just has to look at creation. We say that God is the origin of creation. God made the creation. Therefore, the creation reflects the nature of God. And what is that nature of God? There is positive and negative, plus and minus, male and female. And it's that relationship between these aspects that bring about the actual physical creation. If you look at the very, very smallest of atoms and all that, all down at the very, very, very basics of creation, there is positive and negative. And it's the relationship between that positive and negative that actually brings about the next thing, the molecule. And the relationship between the molecule, positive and negative, bring about the body. The body operates according to give and take between positive and negative. You breathe in, you breathe out. All these things. And how does creation is continued? It's through the relationship between masculine and feminine. Look at animals, masculine and feminine, they create little baby animals. In humanity, male and female, brings about babies. This is the philosophy that will bring about a better world if one can understand. But there are also natural physical laws that at work within this kind of relationship of positive and negative, plus and minus, and so on, natural absolutes that if you ignore will self-destruct, which is what we see happening in the world today. This is the other thing that is being brought about by this 0.1%, the destruction of ethical and moral absolutes. Basically, religion. We see that the 0.1% want to destroy religion, just bring it down and get rid of it, because that is what will actually overcome the socialism and the suppressive government, is freedom and responsibility given to us by God, the Creator, that we see in operation through all of creation, not just as some theory, but in actual physical rules, that is also the same within spiritual rules. There are absolutes. With anything that is created, there are certain operating procedures. If you have a car and you immediately drive it into a wall, what's going to happen? It's broken. It's no use anymore. You have a pencil, you break the lead, it's not going to work anymore. Same as it is with physical rules, as it is with spiritual rules. There are operating principles that work according to absolute ideas. So this is the basic philosophy that can give rise to the freedom and responsibility that can create a much, much better world.
Right. And we want to live right now with a prayerful reflection. Like, look at the beautiful creation of your eye. So when it's raining, who do you think that there was a concept to really create an eyelid around your eye for protection of your eye when it's raining? So there is a concept, there is a mind, there is a deity behind of love that really create your body for a perfect functionality. So please receive this reflection prayerfully. And once again, we would like just to invite you to really consider our book, because there is information that you truly need to know.
Yes.
We thank you and appreciate again
Okay.
your time.
Yeah, but that brought up another point, of course. What is the purpose of creation? Why did God create us? And that purpose, we say, is love. God needed somebody to love. So we are here to be God's objects of love and to love God, and through doing that, to love each other and to bring about a beautiful, peaceful, loving world and society. So
Thank
on
you
that
again.
thought, we want to leave you, love you, and thank you.
Thank you for the privilege of your time. Until next time,
Yeah.
take care.
God bless you. Bye-bye now.